on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to click on the subscribe button to follow along in our now Dominican Republic adventures.
This week's video is going to be a little bit different than normal. We are going to be talking about our top 10 places in the Dominican Republic that might surprise you.
First though, a little bit of backstory on us. We live in the Dominican Republic, so we are very familiar with the country and we've been to all of the places in this video, and I think you're going to be surprised. We can't wait to get into them.
And we just want to clarify that this is places that might surprise you. So not necessarily the top 10 places in all of the country. And it also, as Trevor just said, it only includes places we've been to. So there are loads of amazing surprises here in the country that we haven't discovered yet, so they won't be on this list.
First, before we get into the list, make sure to hit the like button because that's really going to help get the video out there. All right, here we go. Number 10, Bayahibe and Dominicus.
So first off, this place is pretty easily accessible if you're flying into the country. It's not too far from Punta Cana. It's not that far from Santo Domingo. So it's relatively easy to get to. La Romana Airport is also very, very close. And the beaches there are absolutely incredible. That's probably our top reason why we love that area.
Yeah, the south side of the Dominican Republic, their beaches are untouched. The water's flat. It's technically the Caribbean side, even though we're in the Caribbean, and it's absolutely beautiful. And dare I say, a little bit sleepy. Now, a lot of people go to Bayahibe to do tours, but between Bayahibe and Dominicus, and we stayed in both of these places, Dominicus is a really interesting little town. There is unfortunately a resort that blocks most of the town, but there's access to this incredible beach down there. It's one of the most turquoise blue waters we have ever seen, and that's why it's making it at number 10.
So coming in at number 9 is Puerto Plata City. This is another one that might kind of surprise you guys because a lot of people just come to Puerto Plata either for an all-inclusive or they're coming in on a cruise ship, and they don't really think of the city itself, kind of the old part of the city, which is really cool.
Definitely. Most people stay at resorts in the province, as Anna said, but that city is super charming. They've been working on it now for the past decade. It's super colorful. There's old cars there as well. Some absolutely delicious food, and just in general, it's a lot of fun. Now, we can't also ignore the amazing fort there as well. There's so much history in Puerto Plata. There's even a gondola that you can go up the giant mountain there where you're in the clouds basically, and we've done that as well. It's so much fun, and that's why we have to put some of the cities on the list. I'm hoping this is going to surprise you guys because I know most people think of Punta Cana, Bavaro Beach, but the DR is huge and it really does have it all. Next on the list is Punta Rucia, and we are taking you all the way to the northwest to the Monte Cristi province, where you're gonna find one of the most sleepiest little villages in the entire country with some mind-blowing water and beaches.
So a lot of people will only go here on a day trip. Totally worth doing that as well, because there is this place called Cayo Arena or Paradise Island. It's this little sandbar with these little huts on it. It's absolutely one of the coolest things to do in all of the country, but don't forget about the town itself, or the little village itself. It's super cute. The beaches are really nice as well.
One thing when you take the tour to Paradise Island or Cayo Arena, which everyone goes there for, as Anna said, is you also get to go through some mangroves on the way back, and it's kind of part of the excursion. And I remember, like, we're on this boat and the guy is just ripping around this maze of mangroves, like as if the day couldn't have gotten any better. After we were at that beautiful island, we were snorkeling with fish. We had it almost all to ourselves at one point. Get there early. That's a pro tip. Get there early in the morning and watch the tides. You want low tide. But man, the mangroves were so cool.
Yeah, I think I can easily say Punta Rucia is one of my favorite places in this whole country.
All right, moving right along, we're going to Santiago, the second largest city in the Dominican Republic. Yes, we have got to include the cities. Santiago is an absolute gem. They call it here, it's like the financial sector, it's the financial city. There's a lot of money there. People are driving around in Teslas, in Porsches, and I think a lot of people would be surprised. But because of that, there's some good food.
Yeah, there's some amazing food. That was probably one of our favorite things about Santiago, is all of the amazing restaurants. There were like a food not food truck, but like a food park.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. And then just some gorgeous, gorgeous restaurants.
Also, there's like neighborhoods with amazing condos. It's really easy to get around. Now, I wouldn't say it's super walkable, but in the DR, a lot of people really don't walk that much anyway. But in that city, Ubers are everywhere, and they're usually like $1 or $2 to go, about 10 minutes. And because of that, it makes it super accessible. There is an old kind of downtown area as well with I think there's like a cathedral.
Yeah.
And it's interesting for sure, but I think the charm of Santiago to me, it's like honestly, you're in Manhattan. It doesn't look as big as Manhattan, but when it comes to the quality of food, the quality of service that you get there, at the amazing restaurants, it just makes it. Like, I can't wait to go back to that
There's
city.
also a pretty cool monument right in the middle of the city that you can go up and get really nice views of the city too. So there's lots of things to do.
Next up, Jarabacoa. This place is incredible, and yeah, it's in the mountains. It's hard to believe that all this is in the Dominican Republic, but it has such a special charm when you're kind of up there away from the beach.
So believe it or not, there is a giant mountain in the center of this country. Most people do not know that. It's actually the tallest mountain on the eastern seaboard, including the US and Canada. We're talking about the east here, not the west, obviously, not the Rockies, but on the eastern side. Like, that's just mind-blowing. It's almost like 10,000 feet.
10,000 feet, and apparently it can snow at the top. So that is what helps keep the hurricanes away. But back on track to Jarabacoa, the reason this place is a gem and all of the Dominicans love going there, it's really peaceful and tranquil. You actually don't hear people honking horns as much, and I know I'm just being honest, in the DR there's a lot of horn honking. Some people don't like that. Up there it doesn't happen, but there's all these gated neighborhoods in the mountains with, we stayed at a Japanese villa there that actually looked like it was straight out of Japan. That still blows my mind that we did that.
It's crazy. And then one day we rented UTVs or buggies, whatever you want to call them, and we went on this this crazy ride through the rivers, and it was just honestly so incredible, and just the landscape, you would just never expect it.
Oh, it's hard to believe that that's even there, but one of the other reasons people go up there is because of the views at the restaurants and the restaurants themselves. It's so barbecue country, let's call it that. You're gonna find lots of places with incredible barbecue food and just amazing views where you can see just rolling mountains right across the country. I still can't believe it's up there, and we cannot wait to go back.
Number 5 on the very, very edge of the Saona Peninsula is Las Galeras. It is like the edge of the earth, gorgeous, like deserted beaches, and it's just like another like little sleepy beach town. If you want to get away from it all, this is the place.
Yeah, highly recommend you go to Las Galeras. What I would even do, a lot of people go to Las Terrenas, which we love as well, but it's about an hour from there to like this little fishing village, and you just have to go, not only because the village is cute and charming and there's beautiful beaches like Playa Rincón right around there. There is another beach called Playa Fronton that you can take a little boat. I think there's multiple ways to get there, but you can take a boat to get there.
Kind of terrifying to get there, just word of warning.
I'll be honest, it was terrifying on a wavy day. We might have thought we were going to die, but we didn't. Here we are. But we got there, and it's just this beach with a limestone cliff that goes straight up. There's an old Survivor, yes, the TV series Survivor set there as well, and the beach is so cool. Do you remember when we got there and everyone was laying down on the beach? We thought they were sunbathing, but a lot of them were seasick.
Yeah, it's true. So you have to just be prepared that the ride over is crazy, but depending on the time of year, you might actually get to see some whales like we did. So I don't know, that's one of those things of like, I'm gonna die, oh look, whales! And then you finally get to this incredible beach.
Just gamble your life and it will all be worth it. I'll just also say this is the spot where we crashed or lost the drone. You guys meet us in person, still talk about that to this day. You can go back and watch the video on the channel, but highly recommend Las Galeras. Coming in at number 4, Las Terrenas. Now we just mentioned this place, and I'm wondering if you guys are going to be surprised, because we're trying to surprise you, that it's not higher on the list, because you know we love this city. And now you're going to be curious what number 1 is. But Las Terrenas, man, that place is like no other, and dare I say it has some of the best beaches in the entire world, in my opinion.
I love that you can just rent an ATV here. It's a typical way to get around the town, and then take it a little bit outside of the town, and the moment you're even slightly outside, you can just pull up on a random beach, have it all to yourselves.
It is literally untouched paradise. It's still hard for us to believe that you can just pull up to these empty beaches, have them all to yourselves. But here's what's kind of cool about the town. You got kind of Playa Bonita on one side. There's also Playa Cosón as well. But you got Playa Bonita, and then of course you got the main beach itself in Las Terrenas. You got Bayahibe, and then you got further up Portillo. So you got all
Punta
these
Papi,
options.
I don't even know if you said
Punta
that.
Papi.
Yeah.
The beaches are just unlimited, but it's kind of fun to go on both sides. The surfing side's on Playa Bonita, and then the town side, well, that's just the town side with a lot of the restaurants. The only negative there is the town itself can be really loud, and there is some infrastructure problems, probably why it's a little lower on our list, but we still absolutely love it, and we do plan on going back.
Yeah, it's honestly one of our favorite places in the entire country.
Number 3, Piantini. Now this place is in the giant city of Santo Domingo, but this was one of the places that surprised us the most, hands down. Like by far, we thought, like most tourists, when you come to the Dominican Republic, you go to Punta Cana, there's nothing but beaches, but boy were we wrong.
And of course we had heard of Santo Domingo, but it just was not considered a tourist destination. No one really talks about it in terms of tourism, especially if you're coming from the Canada or United States. You've heard of it, but really don't know much about it. The first time we went and stayed in the colonial zone, which is like the old part, which is super cool. But we had no idea this like modern part of the city, modern rich part of the city existed.
Yeah, there are mega malls. We also went to one of the malls called the Blue Mall, which I think is the fanciest mall we've ever been in our entire lives. I still can't believe the brands in there. Again, kind of like the Santiago effect that we mentioned earlier. Everyone's driving around in Teslas and Porsches, and it's just a little bit shocking, I think, for some of the tourists that go there. But again, what makes this area in the city, Piantini, so special is the food is incredible.
Everything you could ever want, from obviously Dominican food, but to brunches, to Mexican food, to just everything.
Even Japanese. Like there's a big, like a large amount of Japanese in that city. So you can find incredible ramen, incredible sushi, and it's still hard to believe you can get all that. Plus the service is great. I know a lot of times people do ask us like, hey, what if you don't speak Spanish? Like, are you gonna be okay? Yes, you will. There might be some pointing and gesturing, but here's the thing about—
And Google Translate.
And Google Translate. Here's the thing about the DR though. Dominicans are just super open and accepting people. They love when you try. They don't get weird about it.
They're not judgmental.
They're not judgmental. They're just literally happy you are there. So because of that reason, that's why Piantini comes in at number 3. Like, all of those things together, highly recommend you visit.
All right, we are down to number 2. This is where we live, and obviously our favorite place in all of the Dominican Republic, which is where we are right now, Cabarete.
This place is amazing. And now I'm curious if you guys are surprised that it's number 2. Remember, this is the top 10 places in the Dominican Republic that might surprise you. This is our favorite place to live, hands down. And it's hard to explain why. But
how are we going to spend a minute or two describing how incredible this place is?
Those of you that watch us week to week, you heard us say this before. There's something about this town. It's to do with the people, the community is incredible. It's to do with the wind sports, even though we don't do that kind of thing. It's to do with this incredible beach, and it's to do with the one strip. Is a lot of people in Las Terrenas say, like, why do you go to Cabarete? It's one strip. It's the strip that binds everyone together. Now, everyone comes here. Yes, there's Kite Beach, and yes, there's Encuentro. I do kind of include all of that in Cabarete. That's the North Coast. Anyone that comes to the North Coast gets it. It's a vibe. It's hard to explain why, but it just is.
Speaking of the vibe, that is exactly what I was going to say. There's a certain vibe here that honestly is really hard to describe to people that have never been here. You just have to come here and experience yourself, and you're either going to get it or you're not. The people that get it really, really get it.
We even, one of the years we skipped coming here and we went all around the world, like literally flew across the globe, right around trying to find another Cabarete, let's say, because we just love how you can walk everywhere we're here, and the people, and how there's Dominicans are here as well. It's not just like us folks who immigrated here that are pushing everybody out. No, we have Dominican friends. But we tried. The closest we came was in, I'd say, Naxos, Greece, but we tried to do it in Thailand. We tried Vietnam. We love all of those places, we really do. But this place right here, Cabarete, keeps calling us back. The food's also incredible here.
Yeah, great food, great, and an abundance of different types of restaurants, which is something we really appreciate. It's just not one thing. It's not all pizza restaurants. It's not just Dominican restaurants. You can literally get almost everything here in this town.
I know. So those are some of the reasons why. I know you guys know it's close. It's just close to our hearts, this town. We might be a little biased putting it here, but like Anna said, anyone who comes here for longer than just like a 1 week all-inclusive vacation, when you come here and you stay here, you get it. And once you come to Cabarete once, you always come back. Okay, coming in at number 1 is Constanza. Now this might surprise you, and dare I say, a lot of you probably haven't heard of Constanza. So, a little earlier in the video, we talked about Jarabacoa, which is up in the mountains. Well, this is even further. Remember the 10,000 foot mountain we mentioned? Well, this is about as far as you can drive, more or less, and it's close to 5,000 feet. So you're really high up, and when you get that high up, you have the opportunity to be in the clouds.
And I was just gonna say, it is the highest town in the Caribbean and also the coldest town in the Caribbean.
At night, we had to have a fire on. We were up there with our great friends jumping places. We had so much fun, and there's like no palm trees there. It felt like you're in the Canadian forest. Now, in the day, it can be warmer for sure. You know, probably around 23, 24 degrees Celsius. So a lot of Dominicans are kind of dressed a little warmer, but at night it can drop to like
And I think 10. It can actually snow there once in a while.
Crazy.
Not very often, but I think they have been known to get snow here and there, which is just crazy. You would never guess. If I said to you, it can snow in the Dominican Republic, you would think I'm absolutely crazy.
The other thing about when you're up there is there's all of these mountains, and because of the mountains, there's waterfalls. We got to go to this incredible waterfall. It's one of the highest ones in the DR.
And Caribbean.
In the Caribbean. We pretty much had it to ourselves. Not only that, the whole drive up, there's farms everywhere. We got to visit a strawberry farm.
Strawberries. Yes, they grow strawberries, they grow apples. This is actually the farming area of where most of the produce in the Dominican Republic comes from. Something you might not know is the Dominican Republic is entirely self-sustaining. You can get well, not everything here, but they can grow all of their fruits and veggies here. So that's pretty incredible for a Caribbean country.
The biggest surprise to us was there was one morning we woke up, and what happened was the clouds set below the mountains, and our Airbnb was above the clouds, and we got to walk out and just be above the clouds. It was literally
something I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Oh, never. Yep. Otherworldly. Something I didn't think we'd ever get to experience, and that happened right here. Remember, we're still talking about the Dominican Republic, and because of all that, that comes in the number 1 place in all of the Dominican Republic of places that will surprise you. If you get a chance, we highly recommend you go up there. I think it will blow your mind. We had so much fun making this video today. We talked about making a video like this for a while because now we have a lot of experience in the DR, a top 10. So we're curious to what you guys think. Do you like this format? I don't know if we'll do it all the time, but it's fun to make.
And if you do like this format, is there something you would like to see, like top beaches or top towns, top cities? Like, what do you think? Do you have any ideas for other videos we could do in the future that are kind of this top whatever?
Exactly, and I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching are from the Dominican Republic or live elsewhere and you're Dominican. Let us know what you guys think of our list, or what should have been added or removed. We're curious, we're open to things. Leave us a comment below. Do remember to hit the like button because that's gonna help us out. I can't wait to share the next video because right now we're in Cabarete,
as you can see,
and we're gonna be exploring a little more. That will be the next video, but first we wanted to kick off the new year in style with the top 10 video, and yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, would love to hear your thoughts about this format. What did you think? Do you love it? Do you dislike it? Do you want to see more?
Big thanks to everyone that watches week to week. Thank you to all our subscribers, our Patreons, and our channel members. We will see you in the next video.
All right, guys, that's it.
From the Dominican Republic, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.